Hey, what is up, everybody? We are here at Ranger Pop and Stop and Pop. The remix. That was the remix right there. That was a remix. You're tuning into the Moana Nui podcast. Tony Clapper here. I'm here with Jazz. What's your last?
Baduwalia, baby.
And for all those who were wondering, I cannot help it. He just told me, and I still was about to butcher it. So be respectful. I was like, let me just go ahead and have him do it. Man, look, how has your experience so far been this weekend?
It's been amazing, man. This is our second year coming back, and even to this day, even when we see last year, that we're still able to recognize and make new experiences with them, but also getting to meet new fans that didn't get to possibly come out last year due to the COVID restrictions and everything. So seeing them this year's and just meeting them and just seeing the city, man. The city is so alive. So being out in the city, seeing the people from the city, and also I want to try some wings from the city. So I was recommended a couple of spots that I might check out today.
Okay. You gotta what people are telling you. You gotta try it out, test it out. So for you get the gig to be Power Ranger. You know how massive this is. Like, what's the emotion level there? Knowing like when you found out like, yo, you're gonna be a Power Ranger. What was it like for you?
I think the number one emotion for me was two emotions. First was that I had finally got my series regular role on a network series.
Yeah.
And the second was going into a franchise that's been going on for 20 plus years, that's older than me.
Yeah.
That already has a strong fan base. To go into that franchise itself was such a big success, aside from being a series regular on the show. So being part of this franchise, it was very nerve-wracking at first because we were the new ones coming on to the franchise.
Yeah.
Usually when you start a show, you build a new fan base. With this one, it was already has such a humongous fan base.
Yeah.
So our need to feel accepted and feel wanted in this franchise was very important. And I really do feel like we did it justice.
Yeah, I would agree. Was there a lot of pressure there?
Tons of pressure, but I think a couple things made it easier. First, our team that was in New Zealand, the crew and everyone made it super simple. And also the past Rangers, the previous Rangers, all had words of encouragement and helped us throughout the process of filming and then also how to handle being a Power Ranger.
Nice. So did you watch Power Rangers growing up?
I never religiously watched it. Okay. I had watched some episodes here and there, but I remember I would hang out with friends or we'd be at the park, we would do flips and tricks, and we'd always be like, "Oh, I'm a Power Ranger!" Like, I want to be a Power Ranger, but never. That's why I call it a circle of life. Never would have thought in 20 years that I would eventually end up becoming a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
So I think that itself is it's crazy and it's mind-boggling to even think about it like that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you think about it, like, okay, so I was born in '90. Mighty Morphin is what I grew up on. That's where that's my thing. I'm honored to say that you guys are my son's Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a circle, and I get to share that with him. And you was actually the first action figure I bought my son, and you know what I mean? Is it crazy to think like 30 years, maybe you'll have grown men coming to you and be like, "Man, you was my hero growing up." Like, is that? I mean, what do you think about that? Like having that impact on people?
I think aside from it can be someone that's 6 years old all the way to 30, 40 years old. Just the name Power Ranger in itself stands for such a significant amount of help. It helps people get through if they're getting bullied or if they're not feeling accepted in a society or if they're not having a great day. So I think the word Power Ranger in itself has such a huge impact on someone's life. Yeah. And we take that very seriously. When someone comes in and they have a story, we just like our characters, we try to help them get through it. Words of encouragement, make them feel like they're accepted and make every fan gets a different experience from one another.
Nice.
That in itself, it's huge, man. It's huge.
It's very huge. Since you got to wear so much blue on the set, has it now became your favorite color?
Blue was never really my favorite color. My favorite color has always been black and is gonna be black. But I have accepted to wear like lately I've been wearing like blue V-necks or hints of blues. I have blue Jordan 1s. Okay. So just hints of some, but I just feel like my color that makes me happy and makes me pop is black.
Okay. So besides morphing, saving the world, keeping your hair on point all the time, what other stuff do you like doing? Like, what other hobbies do you have?
Me, bro, I love hitting the gym with my brothers. That's number one thing. I love hitting the gym with my brothers. We hit it about 6 days a week. Yeah, around 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. I love going out to a movie, eating with my girlfriend, and just hanging out with the people that I'm most close to.
Yeah, nice. So, being an actor, what is some of your inspirations? What inspired you to do what you do?
The number one guy, man, Will Smith. I remember I was
Okay.
12 years old. I was 12 years old, and my dad had forced me to go into acting school, and I hated it, man. I
Yeah.
hated acting. I was such an introvert, super nervous,
Mm.
and I had quit acting after the first day. So my dad forced me to go back in there about, I would say, like a year or two later, man, when I was 13. And I remember around that time where I started watching Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Okay.
And so I grew up watching that show. So seeing that and seeing Will Smith, and I was like, dang, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like he's making so much money. He's making my life. I look forward to watching
Mm.
him when I get home from school. I want to be an example of that.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I told my dad, I was like, just put me back in there. I just want to. Took me about 3 months to kind of,
Adjust.
yeah, like not even adjust, just getting out of my comfort zone, man. I was
Yeah.
so nervous. And then ever since then, bro, I started watching Fresh Prince. It was like I was aiming for that level. Number one thing was to get a series regular role, and then
Yeah.
now that's in the bag, and now it's on to the next and better things.
Speaking of that, is there anything that you can share that might be the next and better things that you have down the pipeline?
Right now, bro, I've a couple of projects that I was on a veil for. Unfortunately, they had dropped. I think just due to the circumstances.
Okay.
But now it's just back to auditioning, man. Auditioning, and I do actually have 2 other projects that are releasing soon. I don't know if it's gonna be on Amazon or whatever network it gets on. And another thing, I just signed a letter of intent for a possible new mythical series that's going to be coming out.
Nice, nice. So for you, ideal like gig, that ideal role that you could get, like what's something that you're like, man, I would love to be able to do this type of role.
I think I would love to be able to be a Marvel character.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yeah, I think I'd be a Marvel character. If I know there's Indian Marvel characters out there somewhere, or just me taking my take on something, whether it's of a Marvel cinematic universe. That I think that'll be like the role that I would aim for.
Okay, okay. It seems like Marvel, Star Wars are like the two big things that everybody wants to be a part of.
That's when like, boom, I'm there now, baby.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, would you ever be interested if they were like, yo, you got a Star Wars role? Would you be down with that?
Of course,
Yeah.
but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan to begin with.
That's okay.
I will still do it. I would do my study. Rory, Rory, my castmate,
Yeah.
he's a huge Star Wars nut, bro.
Yeah.
He's a nut. Like what is this? What is that? What is this? And he would like give me game on how to go on about it, but. That'd be dope, bro. I'd love to be a badass in Star Wars, man. I would have one of them lightsabers and make me Darth Vader, man.
Okay. So, if with Boom Studios doing the comic book stuff now, and like they're kind of bringing back, Power Rangers to that same audience that watched it growing up, would you be interested in doing anything if Boom Studios like we want to use you for something, some kind of promo stuff? Would you be willing to do any of that?
Of course, man. Of course, I would love to come back for that. As long as the money's right, I'm there.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you heard him. As long as the money's right, he's there. All right.
That's the motto for Jazz, man.
Yeah. What was it? What was the motto?
As long as the money's there, Jazz is there.
Okay. Look, it's a lot of money keeping that hair the way it is. Them hair products aren't.
You think this is cheap? No. This is a lot of work. I think they say it takes 10,000 hours to perfect this craft.
Nice.
I'm about 20,000 hours into this right now.
Nice. We've enjoyed having you on. Can you tell the people real quick where they can find you, where they can follow you at?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Jazz Baduwalia, JAZZBADUWALIA. You can also find me on Twitter at JBaduwalia, TikTok at Jazz Baduwalia with 3 A's at the end. And then I think that's pretty much all the socials that I use.
Okay, cool. You're tuning in. Do not miss out. We have a lot more on the way. Thank you again, sir. Boom. All right.